friends, welcome. Oh my god, I don't even know my intro anymore. Hey friends, my name's Gabrielle and welcome to FrumiousReads, and today we have a book haul. What? An actual bookish video again? I know, I'm doing so great. I bought Pride and Prejudice and Mistletoe, which I didn't even know was a book. But basically it's Pride and Prejudice, but set in modern times and a Christmas story. So I'm expecting a Lifetime movie out of this any day now. And it's by Melissa De La Cruz, who is an amazing author. She's written some such great stuff. I got A Christmas Carol because I am trying to collect more classics, and I feel like this is definitely one that can go into the classics pile I have. It's at the very top of my shelf and it's not very populated right now. So definitely would love to get more classics, and I like this one because it doesn't look like an old classic. I don't know, I'm very picky with the aesthetic of my book covers, and I just really enjoyed this one. I also got Robert Frost's illustrated poem, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. It's illustrated by Susan Jeffers, and why I like this one a lot is because it's basically the whole poem, but it's got really cool pictures. It's almost like a children's storybook, but with this poem specifically. And this poem I know is really overquoted a lot, but it's one of my favorites. I really enjoy it, and so when I saw this, I'm like, yeah, gotta have that. This book I got specifically just because I love the cover, and it looks amazing. So this is called Boneless, Mercies. I have no idea what it's about. It's by April Genevieve Tolchok, but look at that cover and how gorgeous it is. And it looks very like gothic fairy tale, and that's one of my favorite genres, so I had to get this one. Listen, there's gonna be a lot of I had to get it because I love books and I haven't gone book shopping in a really long time, so I had to get these. Oh, this one I also really enjoyed. Okay, it's called Revenge and the Wild. Basically, I really enjoyed the cover, and then I turned it over, and the little summary it gives you is a dying magic, a miraculous invention, a miraculous invention, a long-awaited payback. Revenge has never been this deserved. Just sounds interesting. I love anything that has magic and technology kind of fused. Really interested in this one. I'll let you guys know if I ever end up reading it, because it's gonna just be on my TBR along with a million other books that I have. This one I got because I thought that it would be interesting to cover this woman for my A Murderous Affair podcast, which if you guys have not listened to, you should. It is a podcast about women in history known for mayhem and murder. This book was called A Well-Behaved Woman. It is about the Vanderbilts, and specifically I think Alva Vanderbilt, which was William Vanderbilt's wife. This author is also the one who wrote about Zelda Fitzgerald, and I've heard some really great and amazing things about that book, so I figured I'd give this one a try. And if it's really good and I really like it, then she will be one of the new women that I cover on the podcast. This one I got is an editor's advice for writers. It's called The Forest for the Trees. I thought it was really interesting. I kind of like writing and dabbling, and if anything else, it'd be kind of good to just hear about what you should and shouldn't do. I know that there's a million things out there like that. This one is Ophelia by Lisa Klein. It's a reimagining of Shakespeare. I love like any kind of retelling or reimagining of different stories, whether they're classic or new or whatever, fairy tales, any of the above, and I'm interested in seeing what this one's about. I do not remember the original Shakespeare tragedy at all, so this will be interesting if I actually recognize anything at all. These ones I got because, once again, I had to. I'm a sucker for any kind of DC comics, and these are written by Leah Bardugo, Sarah J. Maas, and Marie Lu, all of whom have books that I love, specifically Leah Bardugo, and I love Wonder Woman, so she wrote the Wonder Woman book. She's the best-selling author of Six of Crows, which is one of my favorite series in the world. I'm extremely excited to read this one. Selena is Catwoman, who I am debating on going as for Halloween or whatever convention I go to, whenever conventions are something that happens again. So I wanted to read this, and Sarah J. Maas is obviously known for A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a very controversial series. If you want to know more, I'm not going to talk about it because I just have my own thoughts and it's been so overdone, like talk about beating a dead horse. But just Google BookTube A Court of Thorns and Roses and you will find lots of controversy there. I'm not going to get into it, but I am intrigued by her writing style and I'm interested to see what she did with this story. Then Mary Lou wrote Batman Nightwalker. There's so much about Batman, and I feel like I know this story and it's been done to death, but I don't know. Mary Lou is a really good writer and I like her stories, so I definitely want to give it a try, and I'm a sucker for superheroes, so I'm taking a break from Marvel because Endgame just killed my soul, and I don't know how I will ever recover, but I'm going into DC as like a kind of like a way to slide back in there and eventually be able to watch the Captain Marvel 2. And then I finally got this stupid series, which I've been trying to finish for years. I haven't been wanting to pay full price for the hardback, and I got it, you know, 85% off is a great deal. But so I finally picked up King's Cage, which I have not finished this series, and I started reading it like 3 or 4 years ago. Whenever it first came out, that's when I read it. So I finally picked up the 3rd book. I want to know what happens and just cross this one off my bucket list. And then I also picked up the companion novel Cruel Crown because I figured if they have it and I'm trying to finish the whole series anyway, then why not do it all? Oh, this one looked interesting. It's called 7 Necessary Sins for Women and Girls. I have a podcast about women known for mayhem and murder, and I feel like this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who knows me. So definitely wanted to read this one. Just looks good, and I'll let you guys know what I think. This one I got because I love the black cover. I have a whole shelf dedicated to books that are basically just like this, like just all black with the text. And it is called Black Water by Louise Doughty. From what I can tell, it is kind of a mystery horror fiction, and it does a lot of flashbacks from like Indonesia to modern day, and just sounded really interesting. If you guys have read it, let me know what you think, because I really don't know too much about it other than that, and just the fact that I really like the cover, so I bought it. Oh, this is another one. It's called Period Power, a manifesto for the menstrual movement by Nadia Okamoto. Once again, the title should speak for itself as to why I bought it. But no, it sounded really good, and both these two were actually on the same shelf, surprise, surprise. They sound awesome. Like, who wouldn't want to read this? My hair is driving me crazy. It is so long. Okay. Fine. I got Sister of Darkness, Chronicles of a Modern Exorcist. So basically, this is written by someone who travels through LA and does exorcisms. It's kind of like just a tale of how she got started, and I am very interested to read this. Oh my gosh. I don't know. And exorcism is such like, it's so controversial. It's like, it's banned. It's banned in, most Catholic churches and Christian churches. So I'm really interested in what like this modern exorcism is, and whether or not this should even be a book that we sell. I don't know. It sounds like it has the possibility to be really controversial, and I really want to read it because it sounds dark and creepy too. So we will see. What's interesting is she's non-denominational exorcist, so I don't know what that entails, but I will read it and let you guys know. The next one I got because 1, love the cover, and 2, I love the title. It's called Toil and Trouble. It's by Augustin Burroughs. It very much sounds like one of those modern magical realism. So I love magical realism. It's one of my favorite genres as well, and I really wanted to read it. This one is called A Girl Stands at the Door. It's by Rachel Devlin, and it's about the generation of women who desegregated America's schools. Got 4 books left. It Devours by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner. I am a little bit of a completionist when it comes to book series, and I really like the purple and the yellow, so had to get it. I have the other Night Vale book, and I wanted to get both of them. I haven't read any of them yet, but I'm working on collecting them so that I will read them. This one was kind of one of those self-published author ones. It is Ascendancy, The Arena by Bradford Bates. It's been a while since I've read like a good fantasy novel, and I'd love to just dive into a good fantasy that's not super long, which is nice. This one is called After the End of the World by Jonathan L. Howard, and it takes a Lovecraftian spin of possible future that could have been. It's just very Lovecraftian. I'm sure there's gonna be Cthulhu in here somewhere. The last is The Out of Sync Child Has Fun, Activities for Kids with Sensory Processing Disorder. So like I said, with my field, it's really important that I kind of keep up to date, and this is definitely something that I can use at work and just get some good ideas for. So that's it. That's all of them. So I can't even pick them all up. There's so many books here. Okay, those are all my books, and with that ends the first bookish booktube video that I filmed in a very long time. I would love to know what you guys think of it. It's definitely been a while. So let me know if there's any suggestions for future videos, anything that you guys are dying to see again. I'm trying to get back into the rhythm of doing things, and hopefully you will see me more on camera. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.